yeah, like what Rosemary was saying too, it reminds me of there's like a Chinese fable where like something that seems bad can sometimes be good as well. Um, and that can happen in lots of situations. So I think it's a helpful perspective to have in life that we hit a lot of obstacles basically. But that's the way.
This is the way.
Hmm.
I have a sticker
Wow.
on my computer that says yoga is the way.
Yoga is an
That's
obstacle.
good.
It's not easy. It's not easy,
Yeah.
contorting your body in all these different positions, but it makes you better. It's the way.
All right. Welcome
Hmm.
everybody to Aquadac. We're I'm gonna keep that last section. That was a good conversation. Um, so we are here today with Dancing Joy, Rosemary, and Corellia is back with us from Peru, Bulgaria, United States, and Guatemala. Quite the international
Hmm.
having. All right, so we're going to dive right in. We're going to give each person 3 to 5 minutes to talk about what they did this week. Our theme of the season is content. We didn't do as like really structured a job of defining what we're working on, so you're free to use this as an opportunity to talk about what's most important to you. Try to make it a little bit related to content. That's great. I think we're all working on a lot of content-based things. And finally, one thing I want to do today is I want to bring back the weekly win, where we say what is our win and then what is our thing that we're working on. But we're actually going to do that after everybody presents, so you'll have some time to think about, the best thing in this past week and like one goal that you're going to be happy if you show up with last week or if you show up with next week. I did ask people last week for like a goal of accountability, but Amre Solar and Joe were there, and they're not here this week. So we'll start again this week. So let's dive in. Would anybody like to go first to share what you've been working on?
I can go first if you like, but if somebody else wants to go, that'd be cool.
Going once, going twice, sold to Dancing Joy.
Okay. And I just started writing notes, so maybe I shouldn't have spoken up because I could probably organize my thoughts better, but I'm going to go for it. I'm making content on the fly. So I suppose first I could say I haven't been able to join Aquadac for the past few weeks, so I hope it's been going well. And sorry to have missed it. It's been super busy making content, a lot of it, but happy to be back. And thanks, Gudasol, for hosting. And um, yeah, so I've been working on making content a lot with Optimistics and with Rosemary, and um, Optimism Fractal too. Actually, yesterday I had the pleasure to make some content with Gudasol at the Optimism Fractal. We made some video content stuff like that, and we're making content again here too. And I guess it's in a pretty similar place to when I like a few weeks ago when I gave a little update about the content that we're working on. Um, we're making progress, like publishing more content, but it's still a work in progress. Like Rosemary and I have done a lot of work in organizing, like our promotions and our video production and stuff like that for the video, for the events that we host and then the videos we produce from there. So we're treading along there. I don't know if I should say treading or trudging because we are a little bit behind. But we're also doing good though. We're making some really good content, but we're also figuring out just how to get more organized with it to and catch up. Because part of the thing is that we've been making a mission request for Optimism to make video content actually, and that took a lot of time. So we were like working on like this request to earn funding and also to help other video creators earn funding for making videos about Optimism. So that was a different kind of content that we were sharing, like reasons why this is a good mission and stuff like that. And so that mission request kind of like put us a little bit behind in terms of other kinds of content. But we're still making really good content though, and we're getting a lot of content done for like kind of just setting up the fractal as well, like a lot of the tool building and designing and stuff like that. But have lots of plans that are very exciting, and also still planning on still doing research into Barcaster a lot, where people are making really exciting content. It's like growing really quickly, a decentralized social media network, and um, I'm working on plans to start posting content on chain and on these different social media networks and reaching out to lots of new people with content and um, start also perhaps like finding ways to like inspire, motivate, or incentivize people to help us make content too, so we can make lots of awesome, amazing content, even more than we are. We're making lots of awesome content already, but there's a lot more to do. So I suppose that's my update with content for now. And uh, yeah, see Farcaster in the chat. Happy to go into more detail, but I'll keep it short and leave it there for now, I think.
Cool. Do you want to pick somebody to go next?
Sure. Well, first, does anybody want to go next? 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'll just go with Corellia. She's smiling. She looks like she's ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can go. Well, this past week, it was about more like settling in my house and sort of arranging a desk and putting everything, in its place. But also, I've been reading this book, The Book of Tea, that it was written a long, long ago with this guy. It's sort of like a connection with Taoism and Zenism, and what was the origin of how tea, what it was, how it was in the past, how it's been changing, and it's really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I I resonate because a lot of stuff that I sort of believe in is a little bit like the Tao as well, and I didn't realize it until now. And also I've been working with this daily ritual regarding water, which is specifically for building self-worth and sort of restructuring the molecules of my own water in my body. So I've been doing this 10-minute session when I place water in a cup, in a glass cup, and I visualize a lot of appreciation and value and love for something else that is not myself, right? So I imagine myself, or by in a person, I visualize everything, and I let these feelings and this emotion, this energy flow from within towards the water. So to restructure the water, and then after that, I drink the water. So I've been also journaling about that, how it's been changing, what is it, how it does it feel it every day, and it's been, I wanna keep doing it to see if it really, if it really does something. I think so far it's been really really interesting, the way that that you feel the water, but also as well how you manage to visualize this energy. It's not the same every day, so it's something I'm valuing a lot right now at the moment. And also I'm been reading a bit about vertical gardening, because I want to build a vertical garden in my parents' house. And so I've been going out to the river and see what are the plants that are around, and that I can bring, because I don't, some of them are like impossible to bring, but also I'm sort of recognizing what are the roles of one of these main characters of the plants that are already, surviving in the heating sun, and see if I can sort of mimic a bit, adapting as well with the other plants that I want to put, and also I've been working on the voiceovers, scripting the voiceovers of a class that I'm working on about flower pressing, and how to make affirmation bookmarks with this flower press, with these pressed flowers. Flowers press, how do you say it? I don't know. And finally, I mean,
flowers.
just like pressed flowers. Thank you. And I finally been just, taking care of my kombucha, because I have a kombucha. I brought a kombucha from Spain, and sourdough as well, starters. So I mean, just, trying to adapt them to this new water. Douglas knows how bad is the water. So I mean, it's just yeah, making this these living beings sort of adapt to this water and everything. But it's doing good. It's doing really good. And yeah, and then finally in attending these free workshops regarding art therapy with this approach of Carl Jung, and a lot of the many practical exercises and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward. I already signed up for this education sort of. It's like a course you take to be able to a certification to give this, to use these techniques and how to apply them and do it, for many purposes, pretty much, for working on the inner child and all the stuff, the shadow work, because all of these practices are for Carl Jung adaptations, but it's mainly from him. The shadow work thing and all the parts work that I do once in a while and all these other things. And yeah, I just found out that he was in India for a while, and he was also relating and sort of connecting a lot of beliefs from Hinduism and into his own techniques and ways of thinking. So it's interesting as well for me. But I think that's it. So I'm going to choose now. Yeah, Rosemary.
Okay, thank you. Great to hear from you, Carelia. And then so I've been working on this past week, refining a content calendar about promoting the events in Fractal and Optimism Fractal, where I keep track of all the promotional messages sent previously, and then when I want to promote it next time, then I can refer to the older messages and recycle them, reuse them. That was really the main purpose for the content calendar. I've been checking out content in Farcaster. Farcaster is my favorite social media platform these days. It's growing. It's grown a lot. Now it's on the top most downloaded apps, actually, social media apps, and it's free to join, and there are really cool people there. There are different channels, and I've been engaging with people in the channels, building up my following, and making content there. So I've been also researching too, as I'm browsing on what kind of content there is, and opening up opening up some doors on thinking how I can make more content on Farcaster and build my following through making content, but not just any content, but more so specific ones that are kind of niche and would be really interesting for people to see. So I'm researching for ways to create content, and I've also been active on Instagram and making content there, mostly through stories every day. And I've been creating content on my video camera. I finally started to use it more. And so far I've captured maybe two sunsets, one sunrise and two sunsets or something like that, and also some birds flying. It would be good if I start to produce those videos too. But for right now, I just started using it. That's good. Step by step. Then in general, I've been researching ideas on how to make video content because of the mission request on optimism that we are working on, which is about optimism sponsoring video content creators to create videos about optimism, any type of videos. So I've been really thinking, how can I then apply it for that mission request? And I've been promoting it alongside Dan and reaching out to to delegates who can actually vote on the approval for that mission request on Optimism. And I've been making lots of connections that way too. So that is good. And I've been joining the 2 events, in Fracto and Optimism Fracto, every week too. Been quite consistent with that. And apart from this, more so on the personal note, I've been waking up earlier than usual. Finally. This was my, I think, intention from 2 seasons ago, but I'm making progress. Even one time I woke up at 6, which was, yes, very early for me. And I also been indoor gardening and listening to music too, and researching, trying to stay also kind of on top of what's happening in the music industry, especially in Bulgaria, but also worldwide. So that's why I was checking actually Good Souls music recently. So I was vibing to some of the songs there, and like, yeah, I'm really grown. I can no. I can read the poem. Yeah, I made it in my
Yeah.
everything is on. Everything is
Yeah,
on. Everything is on. Yeah. So I was dancing on that one too, if that counts. But I didn't make content on it. But yeah. And over to you, Gazaso.
Oh, that makes me happy. Okay. Great to hear from all of you. Great to see all of your beautiful faces. It's rare that we have a Zoom meeting where everybody has their face on the screen. So thank you all for that. Okay, so what did I do this week? Doing a lot of stuff. Honestly, time-wise, mostly I've been writing smart contracts. So I have like this grant from Wax Labs, and I'm kind of always optimistic about like how fast I can get things done. So I wanted to produce 2 smart contracts for that, and the one that was supposed to take me like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, took me like 6 weeks. So I'm trying to play catch up and finish this other smart contract. But it's going really well. It's just about getting myself to focus. Just, sometimes I just don't feel like writing smart contracts, and I don't. So I work on other things. But that's my biggest thing, and it's getting closer every day, and I'm really excited to actually finish it. I actually finished the last one. And that's going to be some exciting things for you, all of the participants of Aquadac. So one of the last smart contract I wrote is a loot. It's called Loot, and it's a NFT staking contract that has leveled rewards based on how many like NFTs you hold. So now that you have these NFTs, you have these Aquadac NFTs, you'll get to stake them, and based on how many you have, you'll get like a multiplier of this Aqua token whenever it's released. So I'm excited about that. A big thing I did this week is just to think about that, like just to think. And also I did create the logo. So this is one version of the logo. Honestly, I don't like, it looks good, but I don't really like it. Because I'm thinking that I want something that's not like a circle token. One thing I was thinking about is that little jug emoji, like showing that like pouring water, which is the symbol of Aquarius. So that's something that it's definitely going to affect our content a whole lot in the future. So I think it's really important to think about. I'm very proud of my other token logos for like purple and for blocks. So I really want to, pause and think about, okay, what does this look like, this aqua token? The other thing I've been doing is working on Tetra. Like, I've been working on the Tetra knowledge base. Let me see if I can find a open Brave browser. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to go there really, really quick if I don't get lost. So, yeah, so I've been creating a lot of content for Tetra, just mostly writing. And really, it's coming back to the things that we started at this meeting. What am I saying? Why do people care about what I'm saying? What do they do now? How do we build this story that people can follow? And how can I fight against my own nature? And my nature wants to explain everything. My nature assumes that people understand. My nature thinks that people can follow what I'm saying. But I need to forget all that so I can create content that tells a story that works and that at the end of the day gets people benefit in their lives by bringing them into this system that we're creating of mutual benefit. So yeah, I've been just going through here, as well as one thing I did this week is I got like the airdrop information set up. So we are gonna have like an airdrop in a couple months. Like I haven't really announced this. I'm just kind of still deciding like what's the best way to do it, as well as making sure I have all the legal paperwork, making sure all the T's and are crossed and the I's are dotted, as they say. So I think that's it. That's all the things that I wrote down. Other than that, I made hot sauce. This is my hot sauce, fermented hot sauce. So
Bring on the hot sauce.
that's content.
Yeah.
It's wax hot sauce. All right, cool. So we can go around and give a little feedback if anybody wants. I can kind of start us off. Dan, like I think you got a ton of content, and I have super faith that with Rosemary and Joe as well, his ideas that you'll be able to find like really good ways to get all the content, the video content especially, that you need to do. Rosemary, best of luck making those connections and bringing people forward. And Corellia, I know that your course is going to be amazing. You make amazing content, and I think you expanded my mind about the magic of tea and how that resonation can your thoughts crystallize into water, but in tea there's this other essence in that water. So like I'm just thinking about taking tea ceremonies more seriously, I guess. So thank you for that. And floor open for short discussion, short feedback, and then we're gonna jump into our weekly win and our goals for next week, and then we're gonna be at time.
I don't have too much feedback, but I just appreciate hearing these updates and glad to hear. And thanks for the feedback as well, Kudasol. I appreciate it, and I agree. I'm quite excited about it, collaborating with Rosemary and Joe and everyone else. And yeah, great to hear. I'm curious. One thing I actually was curious about, Curly. You said you're doing a vertical garden, or you think of doing a vertical garden? I hadn't heard about that. Is that like a garden that's on like a
Yeah, it's
vertical thing?
on a vertical on a wall. The thing is like my parents, like my dad is obsessed with like putting concrete everywhere. So the backyard is just to be ground, right? So then there's no space now to put flowers or to put anything. So, but there's this wall that it's a lot of space, right? So there is a lot of there's many ways to build. Yeah, you can put vegetables or stuff like that, but I don't think I want to do that for eating stuff. Just ornamental, but also to bring life and just to bring the green to our eyes and it is a lot of I want to make it sustainable, so you don't have to put much effort on putting a lot of water and maintenance and doing this and that. very often. So I've been researching about ways that I can perhaps set or place different plants in a certain way, so they water the other ones by dripping and filtering down, so I don't have to water much often, right? And I want to make it a slice down, because sometimes it's too much sun in one side, but you can just, like, push it like this, like one of these slide um, ladders, and then push it to the other side if the sun changes. So yeah, it's I think it's a cool thing. There's a lot of vertical gardens that are amazing in other places I have seen. I remember in Colombia, do you remember, Doug, that we've been in this house and it has this beautiful vertical garden, and it was just the best thing of the house, pretty much. So yeah, I will update you guys about the progress on that. I'm very excited about it, actually.
Awesome. Thanks for explaining, and looking forward to the updates, and I hope it goes well. I know Rosemary was telling me
Yeah.
she's doing some gardening too, and I've been becoming more interested in it too. So I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes, and sounds awesome.
Yeah, Rosemary, what are you gardening? Like, what are you're being putting seedlings now? Is it, it's the kind of the time, right? How are you doing over there?
I just go to the flower shop and buy flowers there, and I look after them.
Nice.
Yeah, it's time to start planting seedlings in the US for sure.
Yeah, in the north.
April.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better get on that, Dan.
That's a good idea. I think I'm gonna make a note to myself. It's the time to do it.
Well,
Otherwise, if you wait too long, then you have to wait a whole year, I guess, to do it. So
Yeah. Some aubergine and peppers right now are the best because they take a while. So aubergine seeds and peppers, red peppers, bell peppers.
I don't have that much. I don't have experience with planting vegetables, to be honest.
I worked on an organic farm for a month this year. It was like my friend's organic farm. But like he blew my mind about like how many different harvests you can get. Like some crops you can get like 4 different harvests in a year. Like and
Wow.
it's really common to get 2 or 3. So he'll like, he's probably got a ton of stuff, like a ton of seedlings already going, and then he moves it into a smaller greenhouse. And then, later when it's actually warm, he takes those plants out and then fills the rows of the fields. So
Wow.
anyway, all right, that's enough farm talk. So let's go around and do our 2 things. Weekly win. So I just smell in my hot sauce. It's so good. I was trying not to do that the whole meeting. I did. Okay, so we're gonna go around and do the weekly win, something you're proud of, something you want to share that you did in the past week. And it doesn't have to be content. It's just whatever. It could be like my niece came over and we had the best time. Like and anything that's kind of ish work related and something you're proud of. And then one thing you're going to commit to yourself and everyone here that you're going to do your absolute best to get done so that you will feel happy. One thing that if you say at the end of the week, I had this done and I'm happy. So who wants to go first? If not, we can just go in the same order that we did before.
I can go.
Okay, go ahead.
My win is that I've been waking up earlier, and I want to commit to exercise more, or exercise at all, because I don't exercise that much right now.
Give me specifics. Tell me what exercises you're
I
going
want to go out and run, for example.
Okay, so how many times are you gonna run?
What? Sorry?
Before next week, how about 3 times? You run 3 times.
Okay.
And we're gonna hold you.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Next, volunteers. Dan, you are volunteered by me.
Okay, I'm a volunteer. Okay. Oh, um, what's my win for this week, and what would be the win for next week? Basically. So, uh, I don't know. Um, I will research Paragraph by next week, which is a content creation platform that works with Farcaster and has some really nice Web3 features in there. That's one of my main goals, so we can start posting content in like a on-chain format. And then this week, what I've done that's been my win. I feel like it's been a pretty successful week in a lot of ways. But if I had to pick one, then um, I don't know. I'm just really proud of like each Optimism Fractal and Eden Fractal meeting because they take a lot of work, and then after it's like a relief because it generally goes well. So I don't know if that's one win, um, but um,
You have to commit to something.
I thought committing was something was the paragraph. I, I thought I already did that.
That's in the future. Yeah,
Really?
but you got your win.
I committed to three runs.
You can give us specifics then about what are you maybe writing an essay on I'm just kidding. On your research or like
Okay.
making or
Um,
writing a little article on what are you got from your research. I don't know.
I'll make at least one post on paragraph, and I don't know exactly what it'll be yet, but I'll make a post on this on this new platform, which I think is a good platform to post on.
Accepted.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Aurelia, you want to go?
Yeah, I can go. My win from the week was like actually committing and to this training, art therapy thing, training thing. That's gonna be actually 9 months long. So that I think taking the decision and putting my attention towards that. I think it's a win for me. Uh, and for this following week. For the upcoming week, I think I'm no, and I think no, I'm going to commit to do this. I'm going to show you what exactly. Wait, let me see. One sec. It's it's this four sort of papers that is from the last workshop that I did on this with this class. So it's like a vision thing, and what are the limits and fears that I had to go, and then the learnings and the energy and motivation. So each of these has to have a lot of like images that I need to get from magazines and other stuff and sort of create like a visual image of how I want to my vision to every time I wake up and I see what is the vision at the end of these 9 months with this stuff and what I sort of how to what is the image that I want to put if I want to overcome certain limitations. And same with the what I'm supporting, what the things that I'm the tools that are helping me and I'm getting supported, and the other thing is which learning the things that that I'm going to incorporate and what sort of image that I can put there in order to incorporate that and sort of see it and like okay. So every time I am sort of going away from this sort of I guess goals and stuff, I can actually see it and it's just like a reminder. So I want to have it ready definitely by next week.
Awesome. Okay, so I am last. And my big win for this past week was actually making music. Um, for the past 2 Sundays, I've been hanging out with this really great local musician. He's from Panama. He's like lived in the jungle, surviving off reptiles. He's like a yoga teacher. He's like one of the most soulful musicians I've met. So not this last Sunday, but the Sunday before, just me and him hung out. and we made a remix to one of his songs, so that was really cool. It turned out sounds really good. And then on Sunday we had 5 people actually that were like we were just the first time kind of meeting each other. I just knew him, and like everybody else was kind of meeting each other too. But we recorded a song from scratch, like starting at like 7 or 8 p.m. on Sunday, up until like 1 a.m. or something. So I'm
Wow.
really proud of that. And the reason I'm proud is because I stopped giving a fuck what people think, or like what I think people want to hear, or what should be on a song. And I really just made a decision on the lyrics of like, what do I want to say? And then pausing instead of being like, oh, maybe it's not so good, or oh, maybe I should have done something else. Just keeping that to myself and just, letting people listen to the music, just me being calm and just centered, and then they really like it. So it's a really amazing thing whenever you give the space for your own content, and you don't inject your thoughts about it, and you just let it speak for itself, so that and then get the feedback from the person. So I got some really, just really good feedback, and really sort of working and playing with that principle. And for the week forward, I want to bring this smart contract to at least testing, because testing might take a few days, at least. But I want to really, really get done this smart contract. It's kind of overdue. So yeah, that's what I want to do this week. And that brings us to the end of the meeting. We are about 7 minutes over. Thank you so much for being here. It's so grateful. I'm so grateful to see you guys, to see your faces, to have balanced feminine and masculine energy, and to hear what everybody's working on. So I
Thank
wish
you.
everybody the best. And that's all I got. You guys can chit chat, and then we can do the gang sign, or we can just throw gang signs in peace. Throw gang
Oh.
signs in peace it is.
Well, thank you guys. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to see you after so long. And yeah, I'm really inspired to come back next week. So I hope to see you very soon as well, and share our progress of the week. I think I'm loving it.
Sounds great. It was a pleasure seeing you too, Cornelia. And Kudos and Rosemary. Thank you very much. Looking forward to next time. It was really fun.
All right.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you one day in person too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of us to hang out.
We've all
Yeah,
met.
it's true.
We gotta get together with Dan. Dan's the only. Well, no, Rosemary's met Dan, so we're all connected physically.
Yes.
But I've never met.
Yeah, well,
No, yeah.
we're in the same hemisphere or something. It's the same area of the world, same continent, roughly. So let's make it happen soon.
Make it happen.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Very nice.
Cool. Thanks all.
Okay. See you. Thanks all. See you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Peace.
Bye.